Throughout this political campaign, we have heard vastly different plans for undocumented immigrants in the United States.
Despite the candidates' disagreements, they seem to agree on one thing. The number of undocumented U.S. immigrants is around 11 million. But how is that population counted, and who are they? Good questions. Here's Heather Brown.
11, 12 million illegal immigrants.
It's the 11, 12 million.
Well, whatever the number is.
How do we know it's 11 million?
Well, it's actually a really difficult number to come about.
Linus Chan teaches immigration law at the U of M.
There's a little statistical sampling. There's a little bit of actually interviewing people.
According to the Migration Policy Institute, the largest group is from Mexico, 56%, followed by Central America.
They're what's called the Northern Triangle.
Guatemala, El Salvador, and Honduras.
The reason why those countries have been the biggest drivers in the Central American is because of the violence in those countries.
China makes up 3%. The rest are from other parts of Asia, South America, Europe and Canada, Africa, and the Caribbean.
There's a lot of different ways where you could be an undocumented immigrant in the United States.
Absolutely. There's people who crossed over a border without permission, came here on a tourist or business visa and overstayed. People who are student visas who decide that they needed to work.
Over the past decade, that 11 to 12 million number has remained steady. It's about 3.5% of the U.S. population.
There are more people leaving the United States than there are coming into the United States.
Is that because we've done a lot of deportation?
This president has been the deporter-in-chief.
Or because they're leaving for economic reasons?
I think there's debate about that, but I think for most part, it fits very cleanly to the economic cycles.
About 1 million are children.
I will not deport children.
I will not deport children.
And about half have lived in the U.S. for more than 10 years.
There is a good number who've been here for even longer than that, right?
Why don't they just try and get legal status?
Well, the laws are not easy. It's extremely difficult to get legal status.
Our expert tells Heather there's another important number in this discussion when it comes to separating families. 5 million children who are U.S. citizens have an undocumented parent. If you have a good question for Heather, please email it by going to WCCO.com/links.